All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless your day. By His mercies you are consumed. We're live in the Most High in your house shall body into or naturally live. And yeah, man, I want to get into this because actually, no, it kind of lines up. Shout out to brother Assembly of Firstborn because we kind of going through Isaiah 4 and 1 to revise again. But shout out to brother Assembly of Firstborn because he's going through, like, the classes, going through the 7 churches and how that Isaiah 4 and 1 is actually talking about that, the 7 churches. But even, like, honestly, how men, and, like, we kind of go into it all the time with First Samuel chapter 2 and 25 about how, like, listen, that's why how the Most High, how Shah was, like, literally much the living embodiment was the Most High, but the living embodiment of the Most High, man. Because listen, if we sin or transgress or commit iniquity against the Most High, then no man can entreat you. But that's why the Most High, God Himself had to do it, man. But we're gonna go into that a little bit, but it's gonna be really quick, because this is honestly, like, this is, yeah, because I'll just finish up reading Proverbs 6. Like, we're gonna read Proverbs 6 and 32. It says, "But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth destroy his own soul." So see, that on the natural tip, we already know because we see this every day. Like, that's why it's so much that actually natural adultery is so different. It's so dangerous on so many levels with all parties involved. That's why people get, like, the husband kills the wife, and the adulterer, and the wife kills the. It's just so, like, it's just so, like, dangerous that we see these stories, we see these things happen every day, honestly. And shoot, that's why even, like, Biggie, I got a story to tell, goes into, like, I like the song, but if you really listen to it, it's about adultery, but it goes. But I like the fact that how really, if you really listen to it, it's going to the dangers of adultery, honestly, man. Like, seriously, because but y'all pretty much heard the song. Y'all probably heard the song before y'all didn't. So on the Life After Death classic album, but y'all probably heard it before. But anyway, man, I want to let's just grab this too. Yeah, let's read this again too, because it's talking about, like, how much more with spiritual adultery as well. I'll drink it all. Anyway, it says, "But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroys his own soul." Yeah, and that's actually because why Tobit, because Tobit chapter 12 verse 10. It says, but they that sin are enemies to their own life. So exactly, yeah. So so, and let's get this too, because why it's spiritual adultery as well. This one, because the house I said with John 6, like, my words are spirit. John 6:63. Let's go to Jeremiah 6 and 2. Jeremiah 6 and 2. It says, "I have likened the door of Zion to a comely, delicate woman." So yeah, let's go to Isaiah chapter 4 and 1, man. He's talking about, like, this talking about the 7 churches, man. Because honestly, man, even talking about us to this day, man. Because listen, man, like, that's why Yahushua, like, was the Most High manifested in the flesh. Because, like, listen, because honestly, like, that reproach, somebody had to take away that reproach, man. Honestly, yep. It says in that day, because, like Ezekiel said, we were reproached as a people, as a nation, man. Honestly, take away that reproach so we can overcome sin and death. Honestly, so, like, but we're gonna get that in First Samuel chapter 2 real quick. But let's get this Isaiah 4 and 1. "And then in that day, 7 women, which is 7 churches, shall take hold of one man. And we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name." Yep, and take away our reproach. So see exactly. Let's go Revelation 1 real quick. We can go First Samuel. Revelation chapter 1 verse 4. Yeah, it says John to John, Revelation 1 verse 4. "John to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you and peace." Grace, and that's what Yahushua came to bring. John 1:17, grace, grace and truth, and all that type of stuff. From which is, and which was, and which is to come, and the 7 spirits which are before his throne. So yeah, and shout out to brother Assembly Firstborn too, because the 7 churches that could be found, like, in Exodus 2 real quick. Let's grab this too. Exodus 2. Yeah. Yep. Exact. Exodus 2, chapter 16. Yep. It says, "Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they that came and drew water, and filled the throes of water to their father's flock. Exactly. Yes, notice I said 7 daughters. Yep. It says, and the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flocks. So see, just how Yahushua, he did that with 7 churches, like, and he's doing with the living water, which is the word. And now that living water, oh my gosh, that goes back to the garden. But that's another video for another day, Lord willing. Did I write that down? I should, but we gonna touch on that. But that's something else. But shout out to Brother Simeon first one for pointing this out. So yeah, exactly. And we know Yahushua was a prophet unto Moses. Now this living, like, he the living water, which is the word, man, which is like, life, man. Honestly, the gospel is testimony, the witness, new covenant, man, which is like, but like what he brought in John 1:17. But yeah, but it says Exodus 2:16. It says, now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they had came and drew water and filled the throes with water and their father's flock, and the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flocks. So see, yeah. But now let's grab 1 Samuel chapter 12 verse 2 and 25 real quick, man. But this all ties into Isaiah 4:1, and like how, and that's not talking about like polygamy or getting 7, like getting multiple wives, like that's really talking about the churches, man. So really, because now when I first came into the word and kind of like that's what I thought too. But spiritually, like that's what I'm trying to reach a level of spiritual maturity. That's what, like, through the gospel, through witness, through testimony, new covenant, all that. Because really, like the brother Akar War said, reading the word through the Most High Yahushua's perspective, man. Because the volume of the book, the whole book is about the Most High and Yahushua, man. Honestly, yes, we are. Like, honestly, us as a people, Israel, we play a big role in it. Like, our history can be found in here, but it's about the Most High Yahushuа. Also, too, even like that's another story for another day. But even the sons of God, man. Honestly, that's a whole nother thing. How he declared his name to Seth, but that's another thing for another day. But yeah, let's grab 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 25. It says, if one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if one man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearken not unto the voice of their father, because the Lord would slay them. So see exactly. So like, nobody could, because the Achan and like and Joshua, he sinned against the Most High in Yahushua, man. So like, he sins against the Most High. So listen, that's why the Most High, Yahushua was the Most High, like in the living embodiment, man. Because listen, because no other man can do that, honestly, seriously. So that's why the Most High himself had to do it. So there's another bunch of people, but shoot, I'm a little tired. I'm trying to think of who else, but yeah, man, it's just a bunch of people that that's just is what it is, man. So that's why I take away that approach. It all ties into that, man. So yeah, man. So hopefully, yeah, that's edifying. So yeah, I think that's it. So peace.